Good morning, guys. This is Gary from Lost in the Ozarks, and we're back in the Richland Creek Wilderness this morning. I'm here with my friends Dave and Deanne, and we're heading down to see Bearcat Hollow Falls and see if we can find Prohibition Falls. So come along with us as we make this hike and enjoy some of the scenery with us. Okay, so the trailhead for this trail is on Kettle Corn Road here in Richland Creek Wilderness. And you can see the road has a gate across it, so you have to park out on the main road. And then the first part of the trail here, from what I read, just follows the road basically for about a mile, and then we have to get off the road and start a descent down into the valley. So it's a beautiful day this morning, clear skies, a little windy. It's a little cool, but it's supposed to be around 70 degrees today, so before this is over, we'll probably all be in t-shirts. Okay, so the road's heading downhill here, and the good thing is we had a couple of days of pretty heavy rain, and I think they even got more rain down here than we did up at our place. We got a couple of inches at least, and we've noticed a lot of the creeks that we've gone over on the way down here are running pretty good, so we ought to have some pretty good water running at the waterfalls. So we may have gotten lucky on this trip. But this first part of the trail is pretty easy because we're just walking down the road basically. There's some pretty scenery all around. And there's a road that splits to the left, and we're going to head down this road because we read online that when you get about a mile in, you take the road to the left, and so we ran up on this road, and we're going to take it down here. It looks like somebody's got a hog trapping fence or something up here. Not sure what it looks like. Wild hog trap. I could be totally wrong about that, but that's sure what it looks like. Okay, well, I'm gonna edit out that last part because we did cross the Ozark Highlands Trail, but the side spur that we took off down, Dave downloaded the map from All Trails with the trail on it, and it showed that we were off trail, so we're back on the main road now. So we're going to edit out that part where you take the side trail, and we're going to keep on down the road for a little further. I'm going to honestly say that this is probably, at least the first part of this trail, is probably one of the easiest trails you'll ever do to go see a waterfall, because we're just basically walking down the road here. And it's a nice little up and down, no steep parts of it. I see across this valley to a great big clearing over there, cleared field on the side of the hill. So if you've never done any winter hiking, this is definitely one that you might want to try and get out here before the leaves get on the trees and you can't see all this, because you see a lot of scenery when the leaves are off the trees. Okay, so we kind of got sidetracked again here, missed the road. There's a road that goes to the left, and you follow this Kettle Corn Road down here, and we got a little bit off trail. We ran into some posted signs. There is some private land back here, so when we got to the posted signs, we looked, and we got a little bit off trail. So there's a road that turns to the left. You just be looking for that road. I'd gotten a little confused back there because my GPS was pointing this way, but it looked like on the trail map that we need to stay on the road. However, now it looks like my GPS is pointing in the right direction. I went ahead and put the GPS coordinates in prior to us coming down. So, and here's a campsite with a fire ring. So according to the trail map that Dave downloaded from All Trails, we're on the trail. This looks like an old road trace, so it looks like we just follow it downhill here, and it should get us to the falls. So we're having a little trouble finding this one. It's not a well marked trail, so this is a little bit of an adventure, but I mean, that's what we do. We get out and do bushwhack hikes and things like that, so this is not anything new, but this trail is definitely starting downhill now. But it looks like I can see a little bit of a trail trace here, so I think we're going in the right direction. We're going downhill down into the valley, so it's a little more of a bushwhack than walking down the cleared road, but it definitely looks like we're on the right track. So I think we'll be to the waterfalls here in another 3/4 of a mile or so. Oh, we'll see how this works out. This is going to be quite the climb coming back uphill, though. I hope we're not off trail. This is quite the steep little walk down this road here, a road trace. And one thing you learn doing these backcountry hikes is you usually start out up on the high points, then you have to go downhill into the valleys to actually get to the waterfall. So this is going to be quite the climb back out. There's definitely, looks like the remnants of a trail here. So I'm kind of confident that we're on the trail. Looked back at Dave just a minute ago just to see, and he was looking at his phone, and he said yes, we are on the right trail. So I wouldn't want to do this one in the summer either, because there are sticker briars everywhere. This is one you won't want to do with. In fact, I've got one stuck to my pants now. Get off me. I don't think you'd want to do this one in shorts with all these briars around. Now, I can't tell if I hear water running or if that's the wind through the trees, but oh, sounds like water. Wind's died down, so looks like we're getting down to the creek here. Getting warm now. It was right at 33 degrees when we left out to come this way. Oh, found a rock. It's another reason to have one of these hiking sticks. I'll put a link in the description for the stick so you can get one, because it'll definitely save you from busting your rear end a couple of times. Got a briar in my ear. That was quite painful. Find a way through these briars without being completely tore up. Shit. So, don't forget what I said about this being an easy trail. Picking your way through these briars. Huh. Okay, so we stopped and got our bearings and double checked, and it definitely looks like we're on the right track. Looks like we're also getting out of the briars a little bit too. Dead gum. I had one hanging out of my ear and everything else earlier. Trying to find your way through the briars and down trees isn't fun. can definitely hear the creek right down here. And then from there, Bearcat Hollow Falls is just a little bit to our right, it looks like. Walking on trees and everything else here. And I sure wouldn't want to do this one in the summertime with all this down wood and stuff. Move around and step across the log and step on a rattlesnake. That would not be good. Oh, dadgummit. Let's see if I can find a place around all these briars. Let's see if we can find a place to cross the creek here. Oh yeah, here's the spot. Oh Lord, these rocks are gonna be slick. All will fall down in the middle of the creek. That wasn't too bad. Step across right here. This seems to be the narrowest spot. Wow. I see a ribbon in the tree down there. So it shows we're not far from Bearcat Hollow Falls, so I'm going to follow the creek here. Ooh, look at all the moss underneath these trees. This is awesome. Beautiful place back here. There's a small waterfall up here. It's a beautiful cascade fall. I'll try to get some pictures of some of this stuff on the way back. Step off in there, that looks deep and cold too. All right, we're gonna go under this tree here, follow on down the creek. Oh, I see quite a drop up here. I think we're almost there. All right. I'm gonna say this is the top of Bearcat Hollow Falls. So there is quite the drop right up here. Let's walk out here and see what it looks like. So you get to discover what it looks like right along with me. Absolutely gorgeous. All this water running here. These rocks, I'm sure, are quite slick. And I don't want to end up at the bottom of the waterfall, so I'm going to try to go around someplace that's a little more dry. Oh man, this is gorgeous. The top of the waterfall here. The bluff shelter down there, so we'll see if we can get in behind that and get some pictures when we get down there. Wow, this is gorgeous. Okay, so it looks like we go around this bluff, up and over, and we should be able to get down through a break in the bluff line around here. So, back up and around. You definitely want to be careful around these wet rocks too, because they will grow algae on them and get slick. Which is another reason to have this handy walking stick. Helps you keep your balance a little better should your foot slip. And there's a lot of water running out of these rocks. We've got to get a place around here where there's a break in the bluff line and then come back upstream. It kind of looks like there's a partial trail here. Pretty cool overlook here though. Let's go out here and have a look around. Okay. All right, so seems like Dave's found a way down here. He went over the hill here and looks like he found a spot where we can get out. So I'm gonna head around here, see if we can get down below this bluff line, get back up to the waterfall. So I'm going to assume the trail marker is marking a spot to go down. And unlike the climb we did before, I think I can keep the camera on for this one, so if I fall down, I want to see laughter in the comments.
Right here, rock right here.
Yep, gotcha. Yep, right down along the bluff line. We just hadn't gone far enough earlier. Now there's, if you get down to this point, there are trail ribbons tied to the trees, so it's just getting to this point that's a little tough to follow. But if you cross the creek, just keep following the bluffs on around, you'll eventually just stay close to the edge of the bluffs, and you'll eventually come to this break where you can get down below the bluffs and head on down to the creek. which is what we're doing now. I've got to figure out the best route here. With the leaves down, it's really kind of hard to follow the trail, but it's like maybe we should go down to our left here. Yeah. Well, that bark didn't sound too ferocious. I wasn't real worried. Alright, so we just stopped here and talked to some guys, and they're doing some rock climbing, so on the way back out we may get some video of them doing the rock climbing, but they told us that if we just follow this trail back up, then we can get below Bearcat Hollow Falls. That's if I don't fall down on some of these rocks here, stumbling over. Look at these huge rocks. That's freaking amazing. Well, you can tell these have sheared off this bluff face and slid down the side of the bluff, or slid down the side of the hill towards the creek. I'm sure that was quite the noise when that stuff let loose and slid down the hill. So it looks like the trail follows right along this bluff line. You know, one thing you can always count on is if you run into people outside in the Ozarks, they're nice. Never run into somebody on one of these trails who was anything but nice and helpful and able to offer whatever they can to get you to where you're trying to get to. That's something to remember. If you run into people, stop and talk to them, because a lot of these people are locals and they know these trails. And even if you run into somebody who's not a local and they're just a tourist, you know, walking the trail, they may have been to where you haven't been yet and just give you a up. There's a marker up here, Dave. There's a marker up there. See it on the tree? Between those two rocks.
Oh, is that what's that?
Yeah. It's like up through here. Oh. Wow. Whoop. Grab my stick. See the water dripping off the bluffs there. Try not to get wet here, not get under that bluff. There are trail markers up here. I think we're on the trail. Unfortunately, I think the trail is going to take us under to get a shower. I'm going over the rocks because I ain't walking through that. I would prefer not to get a shower here on the trail. I'm gonna have to jump here. I could go down to the creek there, but I'm gonna pass this big boulder and see what's on the other side before I go down. Woo. Watch him fall. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna go down to the creek over there. Well, I could go down right here. Head back down and go to the creek. Wow. Yep. This is gonna make an awesome picture. Find a spot over here where I can get around these trees. It's not going to be a straight on shot, but at least I won't have trees in it. Okay, so I've got a nice long exposure of the waterfall, so I'm going to walk over here behind the waterfall, get you a little video from back there. Look at this bluff shelter here. It's a little muddy. Now we're going to leave Bearcat Hollow Falls here, and we're going to go see if we can find Prohibition Falls, which is supposed to be right down the creek. So if I can get around this rock without falling in the creek. Lost a stick. So according to what we read, you just follow the creek on down, so that's what we're going to do. We're just going to follow the creek here to the next waterfall. Whew. I'm probably going to have to shed this shirt before we start back uphill, up that bluff line. There's not a bear sleeping under there. All right, here. And go around this rock. Whoa! Found a hole in those leaves. All right, so right now I'm just following the creek. Trying not to step between two rocks where there's leaves covering it, break an ankle. May not be a waterfall, but it's kind of pretty. Okay, so we stopped back here and looked. Dave said we're right on it. So we're gonna head down here a little further along the creek. Looks like there's a drop off down here. Alright, so we made it to the top of Prohibition Falls. See it right there? We're going to try to get down to the bottom. I'm going to shed this backpack before I go down there. Alright, here we go, heading down. Alright guys, this is Prohibition Falls. I'm going to get down here and see if I can get a still photo of this without too many tree limbs in it. Beautiful waterfall. Found a hole too. Alright guys, so this is Prohibition Falls, and I'm going to stop right here. We're going to end the video with this waterfall, and I'm going to try to get a good shot of it on my still camera. We appreciate all you guys coming along with us on these adventures. Once again, this is Gary from Lost in the Ozarks, and as always, thanks for watching.